Hi, welcome to another Donna's Plexus Peeps Zoom training. Tonight I'm going to do a special Zoom training. I don't know what module number it is, but I will find out in just a second when I share my screen with you. But this Zoom training is going to be focusing on how to work a Plexus business for 20 to 30 minutes a day and build a business with that short amount of time. So I'm going to be focusing on exactly what to do step by step. So you have to check it, do it, check it, do it, check it, do it. So it's much easier that way. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you and showing you in some of the other Zooms, we have walked through part of the back office. We've also walked through part of the compensation plan and so forth. But this Zoom training is only going to focus on working the business 20 to 30 minutes a day and getting people in your funnel and how to move them through your funnel. So we will come back to more of the compensation and more of the back office and so on another time. So first of all, what I want to do here is I want to click share screen, and I'm going to share my desktop with you. And this is going to let you see what I see in terms of documents. Now, you may have gotten the email today with the links to everything, but what I'm going to do is come here to Plexus blog. Okay, she doesn't think it's gonna, her phone is gonna work. So, well, she'll be able to get the recording, but maybe she'll be able to join us. So anyway, it is being recorded. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here to Donna's Plexus Peeps, and I'm gonna share my screen with you and get to the right module and so forth so that you can see it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to PASS, Plexus Ambassador Success School. So all you need to do is go to the blog and then go to this right here.
It's not working. I think now I can't do this because I can't use my phone.
Is it you, Sarah? Is that Sarah or Peggy?
She's recording it so I can watch it later.
Hey, Sarah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you now, Sarah. Okay, so she I better mute her because she might not want us to hear everything they're talking about. I don't know how to mute everybody. Okay, let me mute, manage participants, mute. All right. I'm gonna, Peggy's already muted. I'm gonna mute Sarah. So anyway, sorry about that, Peggy. I muted you, so I can't hear you anymore, but I did want you to know that you were on the call. I heard you, just not sure if you heard me. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna go to the PASS, Plexus Ambassador Success School, and we're gonna click on that link and bring up the modules. Okay, the last module that is up is the one that we're going to use. It is called Working Plexus 20 to 30 minutes a day, and it's chapter 5. And that page can't be found. Okay, let me see, let me try that again. Good. Let me try to get through it to, from the, okay. Let me try to get to it through, I was on there earlier today, so I know it's there. Well, I need Jessica all the time. We try to download to get the downloads that we need. Okay, so I'm not sure what was going wrong with getting to it the other way, but if you are watching this in a recording, you will be able to come here, click on Plexus Ambassador Success School, choose chapter 5 and follow along. If you are on live, you can go to the email that you received today called Pass Zoom Training Tonight, and you can click on that and get to it that way. So depending on whether you're watching it live or the recording, but it will be, Jessica will fix whatever that link is there that's not able to be found. Okay, so here we go. This is what you're going to have in front of you for the training. Working Plexus 20 to 30 minutes a day. And this is the entire chapter here. So I'm first of all going to start with the first part of the Plexus, of the network marketing planner. All right, so at the blog, I have the Network Marketers Planner that is available free of charge for any Plexus ambassadors. We also sell it in some Etsy stores and some other places, but it is available for free. So you have that right here, and what we have here is just a portion of it. When you go to the blog and you go to printable documents, you can get it there, download it, print it off. You'll want to print that off once a month. And that, in order to do this 20 to 30 minutes a day. That document has this page several times. And then it has, but I only have 2 pages of it to show you. Then it has the 5-finger IPA. And then it has ABC exercises. All right. So that is what your actual Network Marketers Planner has. And we might change the name of that because, well, anyway, if we do, we'll let you know. So this is what I want to show you for your 20 to 30 minutes a day. Then we're also going to be using the funnel, because everything that you're going to do each day has to do with people. It's a relationship business. And so I do want to talk about that just for a brief moment, because when you start talking about funnels and you start seeing, okay, this is a sales funnel, so to speak. And when you start talking about funnels and you start talking about a lot of the things that you can do that are shown, the different ways that you can increase your funnel, that you can bring people through your funnel, and so on and so forth, it can start to seem like it's very salesy. And so I just want you to keep in mind that, yes, this really is a process, and it really is a business process, and it really is how people get through and choose to join your team or to purchase Plexus from you. But at the same time, while we're talking about it being a sales funnel, I don't want to lose sight of the people aspect. And so I will be talking about that throughout, but I don't want us to feel like, oh, it's all sales, because when you start talking about putting people in a funnel and taking them through a funnel, it can sound very like you're detached from them, like you don't care about the people. And that's not true. It's just that this is the process that you can use to get them to the product, to get the help they need. So I don't want us to feel like, oh, it's all salesy, we don't care about people, because that couldn't be further from the truth. All right, so, but we're going to talk about that, because everything you're going to do every day is actually based on this funnel right here. So let's talk about, first of all, what you're going to do every day, how you're going to spend that 20 to 30 minutes, how you can just use a checkoff sheet every single day. And you can actually set a timer for 20 minutes. And at the end of the 20 minutes, you can have this checklist done. At the end of 30 minutes, you'll for sure have it done. And it's that easy, especially if you have a smartphone and a computer both. If you have a smartphone and a computer both, there's some things that are faster on the phone, and some things that are faster on the computer. Personally, I'm really fast at sending graphics on my phone, but I'm not so fast at answering people's questions. So a lot of times I'll use my voice recognition and I'll tell them that was voice rec, because it's just such a rec. So that just depends on which you prefer. So what we have here, first of all, is the first 2 pages, which is several pages in the Network Marketers Planner. And this is where you will keep track of the people that you are trying to get in your sales funnel, the people that you are trying to reach out to. You will put their names here. All right, now this is for 1 month. So you'll put the people's names right over here, put the month here, and you can circle each page. What I do is I have a page of team members, and I circle that, and I put all of my team members on here. I have a page of customers, I circle that, and I put all my customers on here. And then I have follow-ups or prospects, are kind of both the same thing, but these are the people whom I am contacting. And then I have another large sticky note, kind of like this, just a sticky note that I can stick in the back of my, or the front or the back, somewhere in my Network Marketers Planner, that says not interested at all. And these people, if somebody says that they want to, that they don't, well, they're not interested at all, they don't want any information about Plexus, then I put them on this list, okay? And then I just keep that there. And I remember by having that list, I know when I'm sending out like invitations to events and things like that, I know don't send it to them again. Because a lot of times I'll go through my messenger and I'll see a lot of people's names in my messenger and I won't remember, you know, that, oh yeah, you know, Sherry said she wasn't interested. Now, this not interested list here, this doesn't mean that you will never have contact with these people again, because 6 months later, you can say, hey, I had you on my not interested list, but I know you've probably been seeing some of my results. I know you've probably been seeing some of my posts. Just wondered if you would like for me to send you information or if you're still not interested. But I wouldn't do that more than every 6 months or so because they've told you no, right? And so, you know, you don't want to be one of those people. In network marketing, it has gotten a bad reputation in the past because people can't go out in public without you, you know, running up to them and telling them your new pattern in your bag, or in my case, you know, you haven't tried black yet. You need to try black, or you know, the latest lipstick color or whatever. And we don't want that. We want to help people, not to detract, you know, deter them away from us. So that is what I do here, and I keep track of people's names. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And what I've actually started doing is using a different color each week, because sometimes I won't contact people, but I have the date. So I'll put right here, message Peggy about block, if I'm talking about somebody on my team. Message Peggy about block, 9/12, and then I know the last time I talked to her. Okay. Now, when it comes to follow-ups and prospects, this is really important, because these categories right here, I'm pointing to that, that's not helping you any. These weeks right here, you're going to see your person go through the funnel as you go through the weeks. And so that's really important to note that. So you want to put information anytime you've made contact with them. All right, then down here on the weekly worksheets, this is the 5-finger IPA. Now there are a lot of different network marketing strategies floating around. I know somebody just put one up, and I believe that there's a YouTube video. Oh, her name just left me. Wendy Larson. She just put her sheet up, and it's floating around on Charlotte's page, Charlotte's Plexus Team Ignite. And it's also, I believe, on YouTube. Prior to that, like some of the very early diamonds had like the perfect 10 steps to do each day, 10 things to do each day. And I have developed this 5-finger IPA. It is what I do, well, what I should do every day. I will tell you that this summer, I've not worked it like I was working it before, because we're also trying to do some other organic growth through blogs. So I've been creating a recipe blog, and that's taken a lot of time. I'm hoping that'll pay off in the long run. But I will say that when I did this 5-finger IPA for 3 months back in the spring, that is when I went up to $1,000 a month gross. So just by following exactly what I'm telling you here. So it really does work. Now, with the 5-finger IPA, you can work this 30 to 60 minutes, however many times a week you want. So if you want this to become a full-time business, you'll want to do this 4, 5, or 6 days a week, 20 to 30 minutes a day. You might even work it, 30 to 60 minutes a day, 5 days a week, if you want to grow that quickly. If you don't want to contact that many people and have that many people in your funnel all at one time, and you don't want to grow so quickly, or you just have maybe the goals of getting your products paid for, which takes 3 customers, or growing a small team. So in those cases, you will want to maybe work it 1, 2, or 3 days a week. All right. The point is that if you set a timer for 30 minutes and you do exactly what this says, you can have it done in 30 minutes. Whether you want to do that once or twice a week, or whether you want to do that 5 or 6 times a week is up to you and the speed of your, that you want to grow. I have also spent more time because of Donna's Plexus Peeps / Plexus to Feel Great blog. But I have done that so that my team has articles, YouTube videos, and everything at their fingertips to send to people. So that's something that you don't have to do because I've already done it for you. You just use those however you wish. And that will help you with that. So this is the 5-finger IPA. These are the 5 things that you'll do in 20 to 30 minutes a day. All right. You will put the date here, 5-finger IPA for Monday, 9/12. And you will follow up with 5 prospects. Now this assumes that you've been doing it for a little bit, so you have prospects. You have people in your funnel already. So you will follow up with 5 prospects. Just list those 5 people right here. Now at this point, I go back into my sheet and I say, you know, followed up with Betty, ask her if she got her sample and sent 10 tips for drinking slim. It's a lot to write in there, but I write that and then 9/12, okay? The reason I do that is because I don't want to look at these 5-finger IPAs all the time and try to see who I've talked to. That's why we have this master list at the beginning. All right, so 5 people that you followed up with. Now that's easy. That's the easy part. Once you have people in your funnel, it's not very difficult to follow up with them, and it's even kind of fun actually to have that dialogue going back and forth. They're asking you questions, you're answering questions, you're sending them YouTube videos, you're sending them links. Don't forget also that you can use the Plexus Ambassador's Journeys, I believe it's called, Facebook page, which is nothing but testimonials. You can copy and paste those testimonials and send them in private messages, text messages, and emails. You just can't put those on your Facebook page or even on your business page. All right, so next you have 4, contact your downline. So this is when you build your team. So at first, this is why you might only have 15 minutes a day at first. But this is when, like today, I have talked to one gal on the phone about her pediatrician who might want information. I've talked to another gal about when to take 2, 3, or 4 ProBio. She's a new ambassador. And I've talked to another ambassador, I can't even remember, it was earlier today, that I messaged her. It was about the difference between ease and nerve. And so that's what it's talking about when it talks about contacting your downline. Those were all people who came to me, but if in any given day I don't have anybody to answer, I will initiate that. I will say, you know, hi, how are you doing, and so forth. I will tell you that even if you're on my team, I may as well just admit that a lot of times people don't answer me. So, and I'm hoping that from everything I've heard and everything I understand from other ambassadors, and I do a lot of training, 2 hours a day of training where I learn all the time. So that's just the way it is. People sometimes don't answer you. That's also the case with the following up on the prospects. A lot of times they won't answer. But until they've told you, I don't want to know something, and you put them on the sheet, I'm not interested at all, and you put them on your not interested sheet, until that point, they're still your prospects. So, you know, you can gauge the speed that you're going to go forward with them. We'll see more of this when we get to the funnel. You can gauge that speed, maybe slow it down, and so on and so forth, based on their interest and based on how quickly they get back with you and whether they ask you questions or not. Sometimes people will say, you know, thanks for the info, I'm fine. And I'll say, okay, great, I'll check back with you in a little bit, and so forth. All right, 3, follow up with customers. That's the same as contacting the downline. The downline, though, actually becomes more training. What I just told you about answering questions, that's a lot more with this following up customers. Contacting the downline, a lot of times it'll be more like, you know, you said your pediatrician was interested. What is happening there? What's the last thing that you said? And can I send you something to help you? Can we do a 3-way call? You know, how did those people you sent samples to react? And is there anything that I can do? Do you want me to do a Zoom just for your people who are looking into it? And so that's that contact downline. Follow up customers. Again, I like to help my customers when they get started. So I will send them the schedule. I will send them 10 tips for drinking the pink. I will send them 3 more tips for drinking the pink. I will send them what to expect the first week. I will send, these are all either articles at Plexus to Feel Great or Donna's Plexus Peeps. You can get to both ways. I will send them articles from there. I will send them YouTube videos from there, or YouTube videos from Donna's Plexus Peeps YouTube channel, or another YouTube video by somebody else. So that is what it means to follow up with customers, keeping track, giving them the schedule, troubleshooting when they say, oh my word, I had, you know, diarrhea, what am I gonna do? You know, okay, how many bio cleanses are you up to? Did you follow because our schedule, the one that I have now is a very conservative schedule that's at the blog. So, you know, usually if they are really having bad results right off the bat, it's because they went really fast on starting the products. All right, then 2 new prospects. So this is 2 a day. Now this was, I've toyed around with this and I've done different numbers for that, but I just keep remembering Brenda Martin. She is our upline. So it's me, and then it's Elizabeth, and that is Plexus Ambassadors of Hope. So you probably get her updates. And then there's Charlotte's Team Ignite, and then there's Brenda. And Brenda and her husband are double diamonds, and they were having a lot of financial struggles, homeschooling family with 11 kids, and their woodworking business took a bad turn, and she was terribly unhealthy, and she just has really inspired me a lot. Actually, all of them have. Elizabeth has, I don't even know. I know that among the 3 of them, they have like 35 kids or something. So that's an inspiration in themselves that they can do that. But Brenda, I remember one of the things I remember from her, some of her training videos, or maybe it was, I don't think it was her diamond documentary, but from some of her training videos, is that she vowed that she would contact 2 new people every single day. And she said she would not go to bed without doing this. Now, I'm trying to get back to that after, like I said, trying to start this recipe blog and kind of not working this IPA as faithfully as I did in the spring. I know this works. I know it worked for me, and I've really been getting back to it actually since September 1st. But she said, no matter what, she contacted 2 new people, whether it was, you know, somebody, you know, at the drive-through the bank, or at the grocery store, or a text message, or phone call, or private message, not just putting it on her Facebook page, but actually contacting 2 new people a day. And I figured she's diamond and her husband's diamond, probably making over $1 million a year between the 2 of them. But they're helping tons and tons and tons of people with their health, but also with their finances through having such a large team. And I just, that seems to be manageable to me, because in a week, that is 10 prospects if you work this 5 times a week. And you know, usually 1 or 2 out of 10 will want to get in your funnel. And so that's pretty manageable, and it keeps your funnel getting filled up without too much lag, where you don't have anybody coming into your funnel, but also without too many new people all on the same level of correspondence. And again, we'll get to that in just a second. All right, then number 1, again, we're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't see if you can see me, but that's what that's all about. So now we're down to 1, and 1 is really 10. So there you go. But it's not really very mnemonically inspiring to have 5, 4, 3, 2, 10. And so we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so this is 10 things that you can do on Facebook each day. And again, in the 20 to 30 minutes, 10 minutes, all of this takes 20 to 30 minutes. And 10 things that you can do on Facebook each day, that you should do each day to build your business. If you have a business page, which mine is Plexus to Feel Great, and it's slow growing. I know Sarah just started one, and she's like up to 18 people or something in just a few weeks. That's great. I'm only up to 115, and I started my page in January. So it takes a long time to build that up. My biggest problem right now is that because I have the blog, I have ambassadors from all over joining my page and joining my blog, which is great. But I really want potentials on my Plexus to Feel Great Facebook page. but you post there 2 times a day. And I have a lot of training. And if you look at chapters 1 through 4, you'll see all of this training that I have, all of these videos in every area. But I have a lot of training about posting on Facebook. And when it comes to your business page, those people have chosen to be on your page. They've accepted your request to join their page, to join your page, or to like your page. And so you can post more frequently. Sometimes I might post 3, 4, 5 times a day on my business page, because I'm not concerned that I am bothering people with Plexus because they chose to be on there. Excuse me, the next one is two on your personal page. This is up for some debate, and you'll hear different ambassadors say different things. Some say post once a day about Plexus and twice a day about other things. So 3 total posts, and you could do more, but that's the minimum. Some people say to post twice a day, in the morning and at night, like 8 a.m., 8 p.m. seem to be the ideal times. That's what I try to do, 2 on my personal page. When it says 2 personal page, that means 2 Plexus posts on your personal page. Then 2 valuable content. So this is where I might put up a recipe, I might put up a picture of us dancing, anything that might get people interested in seeing my personal page more. Clicking like, commenting is even better. The more they comment, the more you'll be in their feed. The more you're in their feed, the more that they will see your Plexus posts. Okay, 1 downline. This is where I write, try to comment at least on one downline a day on something that they posted, but I usually do more than that. I liked Facebook before Plexus, so I was already doing a lot of this stuff. And then 1 new friend. You can always do more than this, and there's information about how to get those new friends and so forth. So that's your 5-finger IPA, and this is your 15 to 20 minutes a day. Now, if you want to build a business, there are 6 spots for that. So 4 and then 2 more. Again, this is in the Network Marketer's Planner, and there are actually 4 weeks for a month. So it's all laid out for you once you print it off. So then that's 6 of those. So there are 6 potential days to work that. And again, you might work it 3 times, 3 days a week, or whatever you want. Then I have ABC exercises. Now I have it detailed here in the first column, and then I didn't detail it in the other 2 columns so that you would have space to write. I did need to detail it a little bit, but that doesn't give you a lot of room to write in what you're doing. Here, you're going to write in your 5 follow-ups, your 4 downlines, your 3, or you could even put check marks and just put them over here. The most important place to put what you sent them and what the date is right here, right? Because you want to see at a glance, oh wow, I'm looking at my team and I've contacted everybody twice this month, except this person I haven't contacted once. And the same thing with if you make this your prospects. So you've got all these prospects down here, and maybe maybe some of them bought samples, maybe you sent free samples, and then the next week you followed up, and then you're over here, and all of a sudden you realize you skipped 2 people last week in following up who had just gotten samples. So this is going to be the way that you're going to keep track of the individual people that you're contacting, but this is the way you're going to keep track of your daily work. So you can put their 5 names, 4 names, 3 names, 2 names, or you can put check marks, smiley faces, hearts, flowers, sunshines, and rainbows. Okay, whatever works for you. Also on this 10 Facebook post, you'll notice later on, there's a lot more space for you to put it in. You can tick off things, or you can list, when you do whatever works for you. All right, so then after you've done that, if you want to build a business, if you want to not just get your products paid for, or not just be silver and have that residual income from those 3 ambassadors who are under you, but you want to actually build a team. These are the ABC exercises. So we have the 5-finger IPA and the ABC exercises. The ABC exercises, for team building, it would be ideal if you could do this 3 times a week. But at first, 1 time a week is great. 1 time a week for 1 hour is actually excellent, and that will get you going. That's all I did at first. And here's what you'll spend your hour on of your ABC exercises. A, ambassadors / distributors. I had to put that in there because this is being used by non-Plexus people too. So kind of A is for distributors. Anyway, they need to call their people ambassadors too. So anyway, A is for ambassadors. And here is team training. That's what I'm doing right now. So at first, I didn't do really much of this at all, as far as Zoom training and stuff like that, but I did blog posts. I prepared documents. I made videos. I'd love to do more 3-way calls with people who have other people who are interested. There are 2 ways that I can, well, 3 ways really, well, a lot more than that, but if you're local, I can come and present in less than an hour for you in your home or in a coffee shop or a Sunday school classroom or whatever. I can do 3-way calls, which is on the phone where we're all 3 on and I'm telling your person for you things for that 3rd-party validation. I can do this Zoom training that I'm doing right here. And a really common way that ambassadors are building their teams is to get 2 or 3 people who want to know stuff, and for your upline, which would be me, to get on and explain Plexus to them. Then there's also 3-way messenger. So in other words, you don't just message just me and you, but be me, you, and another person. So anyway, all of that has to do with A. And for you, if you don't have a team yet, you would skip on down to the next thing. But if you have a couple people on your team, this could just be as easy as sending them stuff from my blog, sending them blog posts from my blog, sending them documents. Hey, did you see Donna's Network Marketers Planner? It's really helping me keep track of my days. I want to give you a link to it in case you want to start using it. Video links and so forth. B is for business tasks. This is a thing I hate because I hate busy work. Thankfully, I have a girl who comes to help me test recipes, and she's helping me with the correspondence and the business tasks because I get so bored doing business tasks. So anyway, this is like printing off your Network Marketers Planner, getting it in your binder, setting it all up, going into your back office, checking things, making sure everything's up, that you're aware of who's ordering, who's not ordering, who's gone, who's white lined, on your team. So you can contact them and say, hey, I saw that you white lined. I thought you were finally getting a lot of sleep. Is there any reason that you went white line? Is there anything I can do to help you? I can help you get 3 customers so that it's paid for, if that would help you. The finances are the problem or whatever. And so check your back office, order products for you, for family members, for samples and so forth. Order supplies. That's when I'll sit down and get on Amazon and order my mailing envelopes, and I'll get on Manny Graphics and order my business cards and my flyers and things. Now, also, I want to tell you one more time, my chapters 1 through 4, there are links. I mean, when I think about this ambassador training, there are links in chapters 1 through 4 about all of that. There are videos. There are videos showing exactly what I order in the way of supplies. What flyers do I order from Nanny Graphics? Where do I get my business cards? There are videos showing how I use each one of those things, all in chapters 1 through 4 of the past binder. Organization, setting up meetings, working on events, if you're going to host a sip and see, getting ready for that, whatever that might be. C, correspondence, sending out samples, writing thank yous, getting your postal mailings ready to go out. And D, developing yourself. Watching all of the videos from chapters 1 through 4. Following Rock the Pink on YouTube, watching that each week. Charlotte especially, but Elizabeth does as well, and sometimes Brenda does. They put up videos on the Facebook pages. I try to watch those every week whenever they put one up. Sometimes they'll have contests where if you comment, you get put in a drawing, and I've won $25 Amazon cards. I've won books. I've won my phone case. So yeah, so those pay off, just little incentives. I recently had not really a contest, but on the page I had where if you put what product you would like and why, I'll draw one. And so, you know, that was just another way to develop yourself, is to try more products too. But there's so many ways to develop yourself. So that is the 5-finger IPA and the ABCs of business building. Okay, the ABC exercises for business building. And now I want to tell you where these people, what to send to these people, how to know what to say to follow up with a prospect versus following up with a customer versus somebody who's brand new, and how to get people in your funnel. So I'm going to go down to the funnel, and we're going to assume that now you know what to do each day for 20 to 30 minutes. And now we are going to come to the funnel. Let's see if I can get it to show on the whole page. You can see there's the whole funnel. My tech girl is amazing. I know, isn't she something? Can you believe that? I just can't even believe it. I mean, I drew a picture and it was very sloppy. And then I sent her a picture of it, and then she made this. She's awesome. So anyway, with this funnel, when you hear about sales funnels, so you might see things on Facebook or different places, you know, build a sales funnel for your business, whatever it might be, not just network marketing, just any type of sales funnel. When you hear people talking about a sales funnel, generally speaking, they are talking about how to get somebody to go to your blog, to like your blog page, to get something free that you're offering, then to read your blog post, and then to buy whatever it is you're selling, which in most cases, or in a lot of cases, it's training. So you might get training on how to become a speaker, training on how to build your photography business. I mean, just all kinds of things. So generally speaking, when you hear people talking about a sales funnel, that you'll hear them say things like, first of all, get a lead magnet and get them in your funnel through the lead magnet. Then give them a freebie, move them on down in the funnel. Then get them to a webinar, move them on down in the funnel, and so forth. So I am using the sales funnel to show you where people fall in an order as to what to send to people, and as to how to communicate with them and when to communicate with them. Because what often happens, and I know it happened with me, what I did at first is I didn't realize that there were different levels of contact. So instead, I would just say, hey, my upline is having an event this Thursday night. I'm going to send you the link. I hope you can come. And I sent that to 100 people via Messenger. And I didn't realize that that is not the first step. That's not the first thing that I should have done, because basically they're not lost to me but I'm starting over with them now, and it feels a little bit uncomfortable because I've already invited them to something that they know nothing about, told them my upline was having it, they don't even know what an upline is, told them to come to it, and said they'll learn about the Plexus business and products, and they don't even know what Plexus is. And especially when I did it before, when I first began as an ambassador, as a sharing ambassador in the middle of January, when I did that right off the bat, I haven't even posted on Facebook enough for them to even know my journey, for them to even know anything about me and about Plexus. And so what I did was I tried to push them right down into here, when they were really supposed to be up, when they really were just up here, and they weren't ready to get all of that. Hey, watch this. They weren't at a point where they trusted me, they trusted Plexus products, they saw results, they saw testimonials, they heard testimonials, they heard from me back and forth via Messenger. They weren't at a point to receive that yet. And I put it right up front instead of letting them drift down into the funnel, letting them funnel down through the funnel and get to that point more naturally and with less, with more finesse, so to speak, but definitely with more relationship too. So here we have the top of the funnel, and it's wide. And this is the point where you get people to get into the funnel. All right. And this is a point where you've done all of these things. We'll talk about those in just a second. You've done all of these things, and then you got them here. Here you've gotten them. Actually, that was supposed to be up there, and I wrote it on there when I sent her the edit. So all of these things, from joining other Facebook groups all the way down to getting new Facebook friends, all of that is prior to their going to your funnel. Okay, so all of these things here are before they ever go into your funnel, from there all the way down to here. Okay, so this is the first level of the funnel, and this is when they have joined your funnel, so to speak. Now you get people to join your funnel in a variety of ways, but prior to their joining your funnel, you can do all of these things to get them. And so you can join other Facebook groups. What that means is that you would join Facebook groups that are of interest to you. So like I belong to a lot of Facebook groups. I really like Facebook. I really like people. So I belong to ballroom dance Facebook groups. I belong to healthy eating, low carb eating pages, homeschool pages, parenting pages, minimalistic living pages, okay, all kinds of pages, right? And so I have joined those groups. Now, you don't join those groups so that you can go over there and write on those pages about Plexus. That's called spam. And A, you could get kicked out of the group, but B, it's just not right because you're not supposed to do it, right? So we don't want to do things we're not supposed to do. You join other Facebook groups so that you can A, meet more people, B, people can get to know you because maybe you comment on things, maybe you post things. Like if I find a good recipe, I'll just go right over to one of those healthy recipe pages and I'll post it and I'll say, just tried this great recipe today. Has anybody ever tried this? We really liked it. And then I'll post the recipe. Okay, I'm giving value to the people in the group. Now, again, I don't want this to sound like everything you do is just so you can get them in your funnel. It's all about relationship building. I used to do that before I was in Plexus. Now I even do it more so because it is an avenue to reach more people. But I really do like to help people with healthy recipes. So it's not like I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. But I definitely do it more. So you join those groups to get interaction with people, to give value to other people, and for them to get to know you. You also invite people into the funnel, not like an invitation, but they become interested in your funnel through testimonies of others. So, maybe you post my 6-month Pleximony. Maybe you post Sarah's. I just put Sarah's testimony up about how happy her kids are that she doesn't cry as much anymore. I just got a testimony right before I started this about somebody whose child was ADHD and all this medication. She put him on Slim. The pediatrician let her take him off of the medication. Another pediatrician wants to know about Slim. So, those are testimonies. Now, again, the testimonials about children, the testimonials that you get on the Plexus Journeys page, those are private, so you can message those to people. But you can definitely, if they have the disclaimer at the bottom, or if it's a blog post, or if it has the before and after pictures, you can get all of those at Plexus Journeys. You can also get those at some of my pages and some of Elizabeth's ambassadors, Plexus Ambassadors of Hope, and Charlotte's Team Ignite, and so forth. So testimonies of others. You don't even have to have your own testimony yet. Smiling face pic. So here you are with your pink drink, drinking my pink drink because I have a big day today. Pictures of products. This is one of the least inviting ways, but I also think that it can be helpful because I know somebody who's in another company and they've put things like, I've got my, I'm just going to call it Urge. I got my urge going today. It's really helping me. Also got my Vitavi, and it's great. And join my team, and you know, um, and live fully, or whatever. And there are so many different terminologies that are being used that I know nothing about. So I like just simple triplex pictures that say these three things, you know, and have the pictures of the products and the names of the three, without, you know, like having the entire 15 product lineup, but also without just like talking so much about a list of products that nobody knows anything about. Changes in your life, and this can be something like, wow, 1 week on Slim, and I slept through the night for the first time in 5 years. Okay, just get somebody's attention with that. You can even have a picture of your Slim. Also, I taught this on the Facebook, in the Facebook chapters. There are YouTube videos. I taught how to save the pictures on your smartphone and use them. And if you get any pictures from Donna's Plexus Peeps or Plexus to Feel Great or my personal page, you can use any of those. You can use anything that any fellow ambassador puts up, as long as it's compliant. Not all ambassadors are compliant. But you can use anything that any ambassador puts up, and definitely anything that I put up. Facebook posts, some of those different ones that I just talked about. Using products in front of others. Sometimes you're just, you know, we don't want to be the person that nobody wants to see, but if we're mixing our pink drink and somebody asks us, then we can certainly say something. I don't say, you know, when I'm out someplace and somebody says, you know, I'm so tired, I don't say, well, you know, you wouldn't be so tired if you took Plexus. I don't mix my pink drink and then say, there's water. I don't mix my pink drink and then say, I bet you wish you felt as good as I did. You know, you want to know more about Plexus? It's not like that. But if they ask you, you can definitely tell them, right, if you're taking your products. Facebook Messenger, text, email, that is where you can send a lot of those private things. Getting new Facebook friends. There's another thing about joining the other Facebook groups is that you can get friends from there. So, you know, if you start posting recipes on the Healthy Recipe site and somebody comments a lot and asks you a lot of questions, you can send them a friend request. And then once you have more friends, then you have more ways for people to see about Plexus. Now, I'm going to go back to those videos about YouTube that are in one of the first few chapters of the past binder. In there, I talk about what to do if you have a private Facebook page, what to do if you have a shared Facebook page, and so forth. So you'll want to go watch those to do this. All right, so you are going to start building your prospects. You're doing all of these things to try to expose people. Now, the funnel has all of these levels. I believe there are 5 levels here. They are not isolated. In other words, it doesn't have to be that you wait till level 3 to meet in person with somebody, okay? It doesn't mean that you only mail samples in level 2. It's very fluid. But at the same time, when you hear Plexus ambassadors talk about layering exposures and how it takes 7 to 12 exposures, 6 to 10 exposures before somebody is ready to buy, this funnel gives you an idea of how you can layer those exposures and how you can start out, you know, less formally and then get more narrowed and more narrowed in your correspondence with the person. So here we have the first level. At this point, they have agreed either through one of these ways, they have agreed to be in your funnel. So usually at this point, it's something like you have sent them a private message on Facebook, a text, or an email, and you have said, you know, hey, depending on the person, right, how well you know them, what you know they're struggling with, what they've already asked you about Plexus perhaps, and so forth. So you were saying to them, hey, you know, I noticed you liked my post the other day about how much energy I had with the new Edge product. And so you've probably seen how much Plexus has been helping me with weight management and energy and so forth. So would you be interested in learning more if I sent you some links? And so you already know they're interested from liking some things that you've put up, right? So then at that point, if they say no, I'm not interested, I'm really, they might say a number of things. I haven't really had anybody be angry. I had only one person that I know of that like completely unfriended me, because once somebody tells me no, I don't send them something, and I don't come back the next week and do it again, and the next month and do it again. I only come back to people if they either don't answer, because then I figure the door's still open, or if they say yes, they're interested. Okay, so they're at this first level. At this point, you can do a lot of different things. You can send them videos, you can send them articles, blog posts, you can ask questions, you can find out their problems. Like if they say yes, and you can say, what health concerns do you have that I might be able to help you with, or to recommend some of our products and send you some links. Okay, finding out about their problems. If it is a person who might be interested in the business, you can tell them about the business. I'm going to go back and talk about chapters 1 through 4 again of the Pathfinder, because one of those chapters has what to do your first week. The next chapter has what to do your first month. And in there, I even have which videos are good for different reasons. And so here, if your person is kind of reluctant, you might only want to send her the 3-minute, I think it's Wendy Larson, 3-minute, nope, it's not. The 3-minute video. It's there. All the links are in the past chapters. So you might want to just send her the 3-minute one. If they're really like Crunchy Mom, or they're really interested in health, then you might send them the ingredient list. There are just different ways based on how they respond to you. You can give your testimony in passing, again, posting pictures, giving business cards. All of this is when they're in the first level of your funnel. They are agreeing to come into your funnel, right? Now, just because they've agreed to come into your funnel doesn't mean you're going to go from first level to level 5 in a week, all right? Some network marketers say move quicker rather than slower, but people are super, super busy. So I think it's a little bit presumptuous to think, well, I'm going to move them all the way through this really quickly because they might lose interest. I find they can kind of set the pace. Like if they answer you pretty quickly, then that could be, oh, yeah, hey, I really like that article, whatever it might be. I forgot to do the general, so I'm going to come down here to the general. The general, generally speaking, they're in your funnel. You want to follow up at every level. So you want to keep them in your funnel. You don't want them to say, to come back in level 5, the first level, up at the top, I mean, you don't want that up here. I keep pointing to it. That doesn't do you any good. You don't want them to come up here to the first level and, for you to have sent so much stuff when they're right up here in the big part, and for you to have sent so much information to them that they tell you to stop sending, okay? Because then they're out of your funnel. They didn't go through it, right? And so you want to be sure that you're discerning with that. So, but you want to follow up at every level. End each of your correspondences, either on text or private message or email or whatever, with a question or a promise to get in touch again. So that way you have a reason to come back to them. So that way you don't have to say, I don't want to keep bugging you, but instead you just say at the end, so here's that link that I told you about with my sponsor's 6-month testimony. Let me know when you watched it and what you think about it. I'll be in touch soon. Okay, that way, if you don't hear from them, you can still contact them again. Hey, I haven't heard from you about that video link that I sent you. But I thought, well, maybe you don't have time for that long of a link. So I'm just going to stick this article here in the meantime, and tell me what you think about our triplex. And then you might even, add to that how many benefits you're getting, or what your favorite product is, or what you loved about the pink drink, or what, a little testimonial. Just a few sentences. Don't send too much. All right. Keep them in the funnel at all times. Let them set the pace. I already said that. Don't rush. Don't skip. Don't spam. Don't make people dressing you. I guess I did say all that. Okay, good. This person who wrote this is as smart as I am. That's what I always tell my students when I teach them, because I wrote all the books that I teach. And so whenever I teach it, I always say, oh, the person who wrote this book is as smart as I am. And they just roll their eyes because you did it again. Anyway, they're so cute. Okay, so then you're moving into the second level. Now at this point, it is good to get a little bit more aggressive. Your funnel is getting more narrow, and you can get a little bit more aggressive. At this point, if you've kept the interest going, you can say, you know, hey, I'd love to send you out a sample of the pink drink. Would you like to get one? And if so, send me your address. And just to whet your appetite a little bit more, here is an article about the pink drink. And then you can send in that article what to expect from the pink drink, or something that has that meme that has all the different benefits of it. And that's at my blog. Okay, now this is another example, because before I understood layering and this whole idea of moving them down through the funnel, I would send 7-day samples to people for free, just randomly. And I spent a lot of money doing that with people who weren't interested enough for me to spend the money, right? You don't want to give business cards aren't so much, but you don't want to spend a 33-cent flyer on somebody who is not very interested. You especially don't want to send a $3 sample in the mail for $2 too, if they're not moving down through the funnel a little bit. And so this is just another way of layering, but you want to be sure that they're in the funnel and they're firmly in the funnel before you start spending a lot of money on them. Okay, at this point you can send longer videos. You can start answering objections that they might be bringing up. You can invite them. Okay, now this is where, down in here especially, is where I'm ready to start saying, you know, hey, we've been talking a lot about Plexus for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and my team is having an event Thursday night that I think you would really love. Here is the link to it, and I'll follow up on Thursday and remind you about it. You know, whatever. Okay, so here they're moving on down through it. The nice thing about mailing things is that you have the opportunity to stick flyers in there, and that's a physical object. And so, you know, they might not click on the link as frequently or as quickly as you want them to, but when they have one of the trifolds, and again, those are all in chapters 1 through 4, when they have one of the trifolds in their hands, they stick it in their purse, they get it out at the ball game, they start looking at it, tell about one of the brochures that tell us about triplex and so forth, or you've sent them a physical copy of the ingredients list. Here, I knew you said that you were interested in the ingredients for your doctor. I printed one off for you so that you can take it to your doctor. You know, that type of thing. Now, again, this is down in here when they are moving down through the funnel so that you're not wasting money. But at that point, you can invite them to things. Like my funnel is just really full right here in the middle. I mean, I have got so many people right here in the middle that I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to host a sip and see. I'm going to have to, you know, tell them that I'm doing a drawing or something to try to move them on down because they've been kind of stuck in there in the middle for a while. So I'm going to try to keep moving them through. Again, they haven't told me no, so I don't have to move them through yet. All right, the third level here, you might offer for them to buy a sample, a 7-day sample. You might meet in person. At this point, you might say, hey, we've been talking about Plexus for some time. I thought you might like to know about the 3 ways that you can buy. Or if it's a business person, you can say, you know, we've been talking about the business and I've sent you, again, the best videos for the business, the best videos for the product are all in chapter 1 in your first week. That's where those links are all given, chapter 1 of the Pathfinder. We've been talking about this. I thought this diamond documentary might speak to you because this person is a single mom too, or this person used to work 60 hours a week just like you, or this person is a homeschooling mom of 11, you know, of a big family just like you. And so you can send the diamond documentaries. I don't just want to send a diamond documentary up here. You don't even know if they're interested in the business yet, right? Meeting in person. Now this is really funny because I've had 3 people who contacted me before I ever put them in my funnel and said, well, two of them, I guess I contacted, and they contacted me immediately and wanted to meet in person. And the other one contacted me and said, hey, sell me some Plexus. And so I met with her immediately. So in that case, you know, when the person responds in that way, this meeting in person might be up in here, or maybe they're just going right down here fast, which is really great. Those are really fun. All right, so they're moving on down here. I'm gonna wrap this up. Then you're following up with the samples. Again, once you've sent something in the mail, they have the physical item, and in the chapter 2, I show you the product that you stick this slim sample onto, and it tells them how to drink it and what, you know, are the benefits of the slim and so forth. And the other good thing about doing that is then you can say, hey, I sent your thing in the mail, your sample in the mail. In the meantime, I thought you would like this 10 ways to drink the pink. And then you can send them another link. It's another layer. And then after then you could say, shoot me a message when you get your sample, or shoot me a message after you try your sample. And then you know kind of when it came and how many days it's been. So if they didn't contact you, you can say, hey, I assume you got your sample yet. Message me and tell me you loved it. Something like that, right? But you have another way to communicate, another time, another avenue, and another layer. All right, at this point, you can, if they're the business people, this is when you want to start doing the commission info. I know one time I met with somebody, and the first thing I told them was the ways you're paid. The very first thing I told them, it's like, okay, yeah. All right, small group, you know, if you have a small group gathering where you're talking, maybe you can bring some other ambassadors in, 3-way calls, message responders, and so forth. When they're down here, they are almost ready to drop on into your customer base, or you're joining your team. So you want to be sure that you get hard answers to their objections. And this is where you might need to bring in somebody if you haven't yet. Follow-up is crucial right here, because people forget, people get busy, people lose interest, people are distracted. Again, open-ended. I'll say, let me know when you sign up so that I can send you a set of flyers. That's one thing that I'll do. Sometimes I'll say, let me know when you've signed up so that I can mail you some flyers to help you get started. Or let me know when you sign up so that I can mail you some 2 slim sample cards to help you get started to pass out samples. Something like that. Sometimes I'll say that. That way they're like, oh, I'll go ahead and do that so I can get started with that thing she's going to send me. So that's another way. So this is all about, now I know that doesn't sound like 20 to 30 minutes, but this funnel is how you're going to take people through from one level to the next. This 5-finger IPA is what you're going to do. Set your timer for 30 minutes and start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use what is already done for you. Plexus ambassadors like to say, don't reinvent the wheel. The one reason why I have done a blog, and I mentioned this in other Zooms, that 98% of Plexus ambassadors do not have blogs. I would say 75% of the diamonds don't even have blogs. The one reason that I wanted to have a blog is because most ambassadors who are building a team have all of those files at the top of their Facebook page for their ambassadors to use. I wanted to build a blog so that you could send links from the blog to your potentials, because I wanted to make it as easy as possible for my ambassadors to build their team and to get their customers. And if it's just in a file on a Facebook page, it's more difficult to use. And so that work is already done for you. So you can just go to the blog, you can search for any topic. I want to send somebody something about block. I want to send somebody something about edge. I want to send something to somebody about die-off, detox, whatever it might be. And usually I'll have a video as well as an article. And you can just send them those links just that quickly. You know, of course, you want to write your own sentence or 2 or 3 or 4 when you're communicating, but those links are really helpful. And a lot of people who are interested in health are very research oriented. So they are going to read links when you send it to them. And many of them do watch videos that are sent also. And I have the very best videos for you to use in your first week and the very best videos for you to use in your first month in chapters 1 and 2 of the past binder. So this is what it's all about in doing your 5-finger IPA. Just be sure that you're always flipping back in your past binder and put in your network marketers planner and putting the people's names and your contact right here. This is where I get hung up because I'll be on my phone in the car or back in my bedroom on the computer, and I won't have my network marketers planner with me, and I'll forget who I contacted. Then I have to go back through and look at my messages again and see who I contacted. Or I'll just forget to put them in at all, and then they fall through the cracks. If somebody is in your funnel, if you have somebody in your funnel, you don't want to lose them. You don't want to forget them. You don't want to skip a couple of weeks of contacting them because it's hard to get people in the funnel. People are busy. People don't think they need this. People don't realize that it could really help them. And so once they're here and they're in your funnel, you want to keep them moving through at a decent pace with their level of interest. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you. It was a full hour. Got started a little bit late, but this will be at the Zoom, the past Plexus Ambassador Success School right here. It will be, there are the chapters, the Zoom videos. This is where Jessica puts the videos. Let me see if I can get to it there. That shows you the videos for each chapter that go with each chapter. And she's really great about getting everything up for us, and she just does such a good job. So that this will be up here, so you'll be able to find it there to rewatch it. Of course, all of the chapters for the lessons are here, and the appendixes that's where the network marketers planner is found, ingredients list, and so forth. And they're all that is also up there at the printable document. So anyway, I hope you can find your way around the blog. I really want it to be a help to you. I want the past training to be a huge help to you. I want it to be simple for you to be trained and to learn how to build your business. So thanks for joining me or for watching me on the recording. Contact me if I can help you in any way.